Thank you very much for asking me to talk at Ross Gittell's induction as president of Bryant University. Ross Gittell and I go back over 30 years when we first worked with Ron Ferguson at the Kennedy School of Government at Harvard. He worked on a project called NCD Penn, and I worked on inequality, looking at the non-college part of the labor market and the inequality trends. What Ross's project was involved is the urban and economic development challenges that are involved across the country and the role of community organizations, community development organizations. This was framed within the ecology of economic development, that namely housing, economic development corporations, education, employers, jobs, governments are all interconnected community groups. And how do they interact, and how do they work to solve problems, and how do they then put in place policies to do this? So this is a very big problem that is obviously still with us, as we see in the current crisis and protests going on. And that was the first in my involvement with Ross and this economic development challenges. My other involvement and knowledge of Ross is working with him at the New England Economic Partnership, which is looking at the economic development challenges of New England, the 6 New England states. He and I have both been board members. I am now president. Ross has been president, and he is now the forecast manager. What we do is gather together information, look at the differences across the states in terms of industries, employment, educational opportunities, infrastructure, and then sort of make forecast out 3 to 5 years and say, here are the issues. They're different in Massachusetts than Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut. And how do we as a region address these and build a strong and vital economy? Again, it's the same issue. These are systemic issues that cut across different stakeholders across our region of the world. And so clearly, what we need to do is look at the information, try to make forecasts, try to then come up with policies that make sense and are differentiated within the states and across the whole region and with our interaction in the United States. So what does Ross bring to the presidency of Bryant? You all will get to know Ross as a very quiet, determined, and persistent decision maker. He will gather people together, look at information, try to analyze both the specific policies that are required and more broadly, how to get broad participation in this whole system and ecology of economic development. And as young leaders and as faculty, we're trying to look at these and deal with these challenges going forward. So it's a matter of using information, gathering people together, analyzing it, making forecasts, and then educating everybody who's involved. Here are the best policies that work and trying to understand what the differences are. So this is the role of education and educational institutions and of all of us who are involved in the world economy and our regional economies and in education. It's building vital, more stronger and interconnected communities that address the huge challenges that we're all facing. So I feel very lucky to have known Ross for 30 years and to be engaged as we try to shape our future, and particularly as Bryant continues to grow and become stronger. So thank you very much, and congratulations, Ross.